The Galactic Classification Authority had labeled Earth a Class 12 death world centuries ago. To most species, across the concordat of civilized systems, this meant humans were little more than fascinating curiosities creatures who had somehow achieved spacefaring technology despite evolving on a planet that should have killed them 1,000 times over. High gravity, extreme temperature variations, atmospheric oxygen levels that would be considered toxic on most worlds, constant radiation bombardment from their star, microscopic predators requiring complex immune systems, natural disasters that reshaped entire landmasses. Earth wasn't just hostile, it was practically sadistic. Senior xenobiologist Vithron adjusted his exo-support suit as he led the Concordat delegation through the human diplomatic vessel Opportunity. His species, the Keel Nari, had evolved on a gentle Class 3 world with stable temperatures, minimal gravity, and carefully balanced ecosystems. Even with the suit's support, every step on the human ship was exhausting. The specimens appear docile enough, he noted to his assistant, Rixol. Though I'm surprised they allow a military contingent aboard a diplomatic vessel. The military contingent consisted of 6 humans in simple grey uniforms, standing at relaxed attention along the corridor. They were smaller than Vithron had expected, most barely reaching 2 meters, but their dense musculature was evident even beneath their clothing. Commander Sophia Reyes watched the aliens with careful neutrality. After 15 years in the Diplomatic Security Corps, she'd grown accustomed to being studied like a dangerous animal in a zoo. The Concordat had allowed humanity to establish trade relations 3 standard years ago, but only under strict supervision. Earth's delegation was limited to a single vessel kept at the edge of Concordat space, far from any vulnerable worlds. Ambassador Chen will receive you now, she informed the delegation, leading them toward the conference room. Ambassador Michael Chen, a compact man with silver-streaked hair, greeted the aliens warmly. For 2 hours, they discussed resource exchanges, technological compatibility, and the Concordat's lingering concerns about allowing Deathworlders further access to civilized space. You must understand, Vithron explained, multifaceted eyes gleaming with genuine concern. Many species find your physiological capabilities disturbing. You can endure radiation levels that would kill most sentients. Your skeletal density and muscle strength exceed safety parameters for standard habitats. And your immune responses are the product of our evolution, Chen finished. Just as your sensory perception and analytical capabilities exceed our own. Diversity brings strength to any collective, Senior Vithron. The meeting was productive, if cautious, until the emergency alert blared. Ambassador Commander Reyes's voice came over the comm. The station is picking up an approaching vessel. GR-Vitae Raider signatures. Chen's expression hardened. The GR-Vitae were a non-concordat species known for brutal attacks on trading vessels and outposts. How long? 10 minutes to weapons range. The Keel Nari delegation immediately fell into distress, their exosuits pumping calming pheromones to prevent panic. The GEDR are apex predators, Vithron explained, voice trembling. Their hunting instincts never evolved out. They're stronger than most concordat species but not stronger than humans, Chen stated simply. He tapped his communicator. Commander, initiate protocol Deathworld. Throughout the opportunity, the ship's human crew moved with sudden, focused intensity. The 6 security personnel outside the conference room entered, their previously casual demeanor replaced with coiled readiness. Ambassador, we need to move the delegation to the core shelter, Commander Reyes ordered. When the Kelnari hesitated, she added, now, please. As they made their way through the ship, Vithron noticed alarming changes in the humans. Their movements became more efficient, almost predatory. Some were removing outer layers of clothing, revealing bodies that were far more heavily muscled than he had initially assessed. Others were accessing weapons lockers, equipping themselves with startling speed. In the shelter, a reinforced chamber at the ship's center screens displayed the approaching Jour Vitae vessel, a barbed, asymmetrical craft twice the size of the Opportunity. Their hailing, a communications officer announced. The main screen activated, showing a GRVTA commander, gray-skinned, with interlocking plates covering vital areas and eyes evolved for targeting prey. "Concordat vessel," the commander growled. "Your location violates territorial claims. Prepare for boarding and asset seizure." Before anyone could respond, Chen stepped forward. "This is Ambassador Michael Chen of Earth. We are conducting official Concordat business. Withdraw immediately." The GVT commander's predatory eyes widened slightly. "Earth, the Death World? Interesting. Your species is said to taste particularly good. Prepare to be boarded." The transmission ended. "Typical," Reyes muttered. She turned to her security team. "Suit up. Gravity protocols." To Vithran's astonishment, the humans began donning what appeared to be minimal combat gear, nothing like the full exo-armor used by Concordat defense forces. "You can't possibly intend to fight," he protested. The GR Vitae evolved in 1.4 standard gravity. "Their physical capabilities are still below ours," Commander Reyes interrupted, securing a lightweight chestplate. "Earth's gravity is 1.6 standard. We've been holding back, Ambassador Vithran. Concordat regulations required us to." Another officer explained while checking her weapon. "We've been operating at 70% normal human capacity to avoid frightening our allies. Protocol Deathworld means we stop limiting ourselves." The deck shuddered as the GVT ship attached to their docking ring. Security feeds showed armored raiders cutting through the outer airlock. "They're in," Reyes announced. "Activate internal gravity to Earth normal." A subtle shift rippled through the ship as gravity increased by nearly 30%. The humans straightened, seeming energized by the change, while the Kelnari delegation sank to the floor, their exosuits straining. "Stay here," Chen told them. "You'll be safe." On the screens, the Kelnari watched in stunned fascination as the GRVT breached the inner airlock only to stagger under the increased gravity. The raiders had expected to encounter typical Concordat species. Instead, they faced humans operating at full capacity in their native gravity. The security feeds became a blur of motion. Humans moved with shocking speed despite the heavier gravity, disarming and neutralizing GRVT raiders with brutal efficiency. What had been predicted as a slaughter became something else, entirely a demonstration of what Deathworld physiology truly meant. Commander Reyes personally disabled the GRVTR commander, moving faster than his targeting reflexes could track and striking with force that cracked his protective plates. Within 15 minutes, all 23 raiders were subdued, with only minor injuries among the human defenders. When the humans returned to the shelter, they were barely breathing hard. "The GRVT vessel has been secured," Rice reported. "Their navigation data suggests they've raided 3 Concordat outposts this cycle. We've informed Concordat security." Vithran struggled to process what he had witnessed. "You intentionally limited your capabilities for our comfort?" Ambassador Chen nodded. "We understood that our natural abilities might be alarming to species from more hospitable worlds. Earth forged us into what some might call weapons, but we prefer to think of ourselves as survivors." For the first time, Vithran truly understood the classification Deathworlder. These humans hadn't merely survived their hostile planet, they had been honed by it, shaped into beings of remarkable resilience and capability. 3 weeks later, the Concordat Council unanimously approved expanded human access to Concordat space, with the unexpected addition of a human contingent to the Concordat's struggling defense forces. As Vithron signed the final recommendation, he included a personal note. The term Deathworlder should no longer be considered a limitation, but rather a recognition of extraordinary potential. What doesn't kill a species may indeed make them formidable protectors.